What's up, guys? We got another private lesson here during our free ride on the last day of Moto Academy Summer Camp. We got Will right here on a 65. Tell the camera what's one thing that we need to fix real quick.
Trying to fix my back tire from kicking to the side.
There's a couple things that can cause that. The first thing being last minute acceleration, to where the bike lightens up a little bit and just kind of skips out to one side or the other. The other one could be pulling up on the bike like a bunny hop. We want to avoid that because that also unloads the suspension too early and create that side-to-side kick. All right, Will, we brought you this tabletop because this is one of the jumps you said that kind of kicks you sideways once in a while. So Will said it's not all the time, it's kind of intermittent, which means we're not consistent in one area. Where do you think that area might be?
The area might be like here.
Okay.
Definitely.
Let's say something that you're doing. What's one thing that you're doing that could be inconsistent maybe?
What do you mean? Oh yeah.
The throttle.
At like the top of the jump, I'm giving it, but I'm not smooth.
A lot of times with these little guys, they're thinking about a lot of things all at once, right? So sometimes things slip their mind. And what I noticed is he's actually chopping throttle. He'll get a lot of speed up to the face, he'll chop throttle, and it can kind of make the bike float up, especially if there's like a weird little bump in the lip. So here he's coming. Let's see what he does here. Good amount of throttle here, shut off, half whip the lip, and then a last minute whip, and that's gonna always create that bike to float a little bit extra and could float him sideways. And you saw in that video, it was fine, right? He got away with it. But in some scenarios, as the track breaks down, as the lip breaks down, it's not gonna go so well. What's one thing we heard there?
I heard like a let off and then a throttle.
Yep, so you had a little bit of let off and then you got right back on the gas. So now, as you come over this mound here, just roll throttle on smoothly off the face. One thing I wanna point out as well, we don't wanna chop throttle either. What I mean by chop throttle is we don't wanna shut off the gas on the last few feet either, because that can also make the bike react funny, okay? So you either wanna be smooth, steady throttle all the way at the face of the jump, or in some scenarios, you can gain a ton of speed ahead of time, you can coast off the jump face. In this scenario, it's not that case, so you're gonna be smooth, steady throttle. So do one more round for us, pick a point to get on throttle and just keep rolling it on progressively. Progressively means just continue to roll it on. All right, we still had a little bit of let off. He was trying to monkey with some shifting going on at the bottom here. So he's got to get out his upshift earlier so he can just focus on throttle and that's it. When we're going between gears, sometimes that can throw off your judgment on speed.
I let off at the face.
Yep, just a little bit more. So what I noticed is your foot was kind of going around by the shifter, right? Do you always get a upshift here?
Yeah.
Do you think you get your upshift a little bit earlier? So maybe as soon as you come over that little jump there, get your upshift. So on the downside, you can just use that momentum to push you forward. Are you going up to fourth gear?
Yeah.
Well, okay, that'll be perfect. Let's try to get that click to fourth gear as you're coming down that hill so you can set your feet in the right spot and just focus purely on your throttle, okay? As far as this jump, where are you landing on the downside? Are you perfectly landing it? Are you going far? Are you going short? Where are you landing?
Going a little short.
A little short? Perfect. So what does that tell you? That little bit of shutting off. Okay, so exactly. That little bit of shutting off is making you case it, right? So if you just find that smooth, steady throttle, it'll kill two birds with one stone. You'll have a lot more smoother of a takeoff, and you'll probably grease the jump altogether. Right there, we just discovered he's coming short a little bit, and clearly that little bit of shut off of throttle is causing that. Unfortunately, you can't see the downside of this jump, but it's kind of like a little tabletop, so you can pretty much land wherever on it. So I'm assuming he's just a little timid, and now we got someone in front of him, so. Nice, that was actually a lot better with the throttle, but you noticed he was a little scared. So as he was coming up the jump face, he started to push back as he started to crest the face of the jumps. What do you say, that was better or worse?
Yeah,
Better, it was way better. All right, so now you got that dialed in. Did you go a little bit farther that time?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I did.
One thing I noticed though, since we're probably a little scared doing that, right? Well, as you come to the jump face, you start to push back.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up on your pegs real quick. Let's pretend like we're doing the jump, okay? What's the reason you would want to put your head back? All right, so it should be the opposite, right? So when we get in the air, get in your attack position. When we get in the air, what we want to do is this, okay? You want to bring the chin forward because that's going to help bring the front end down. We don't want to land with the front end high because then the front is going to come slapping down and it can make it a rough landing.
Then you want to go
Yep, so as you jump, once you get in the air, drive the head forward so that front end can come down. That's kind of interesting. So he must have just got something twisted. He thought once you got in the air, you push your head back. If anything, that's gonna cause a lot more issues down the road. So I'm glad we are kind of knocking that out of the park here. Let's see if you can get that fixed. All right, not bad. It looked like he did case it a little bit, because what happened there is he kind of flatlined his power. So I always say progressive throttle, because you pick a point to start rolling on gas and you keep rolling it on until you're in the air. What a lot of people do is they'll go to halfway with the throttle and they'll hold it there. That doesn't help initiate some pop, it just pushes the bike through the jump, and it can make it difficult to clear a jump. All right, well, there was the progressive throttle I was talking about. So that was a lot better. Definitely went a little bit farther, but he still has that tendency to push back in the air. So that's something we'll have to keep working on with him so you can get that smoother, especially as you hit bigger jumps. It becomes even more important. Hey, good job, man. That was pretty good. We got to keep working on that body positioning in the midair, but that throttle was 10 times better, right? Revved it. Yeah, exactly. You know, see what I'm saying? When you keep revving it off the face, it'll just keep popping you higher in the air. So that was exactly what I'm looking for. Just make sure when you get in the air now, just keep that head over the bar pad. Got it, dude? All right, let's keep getting some more laps in, all right? All right, guys, 65 riders are always fun. They're the most interesting because their brains are kind of all over the place sometimes. He was pretty locked in. He had a good understanding of everything he needs to do, but sometimes the feeling isn't there until you do enough repetitions. So we got the right idea in his head, so we'll just have to see him repeat it time after time. And I think he's pretty dedicated, so I'm excited to watch him grow. But thanks for tuning in. That was a sick private lesson. Stay tuned for some more. MotoAcademy.com, go sign up for a class, and we'll see you guys soon.